Who is Jessica Arnatt?
So I'm an alchemical sound practitioner. I've been doing what I do now for about 9 years. I live with my husband and my son in Cochrane, Alberta, originally from Vancouver. And we've been in Cochrane for about 20 years now. And I am on my soul path. I'm in my passion. I'm in my bliss. And absolutely excited about where I'm going with what I'm doing. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
How did you get introduced to the crystal bowls, and what drew you to pursue them?
So back in, I think it was around 2014, my mentor was Martha Burkett, and she brought some bowls in. She was the first one to bring them into Canada. And when they came in and we started using them, it was like an instant draw and magnetic pull. And so the very first bowl that I brought home, and we put her on the kitchen table and called her LB. She's a laughing Buddha bowl. She's meant to raise the joy vibration. And so on the kitchen table, she would sit and we would play her before we ate our food and drank our water, almost like a prayer. And when we played her and then raised the vibration of the food that we were ingesting and the liquids, the beverages that we were taking in a higher vibration. And if you know anything about Masaru Emoto, it's about how we raise the vibration of the cells of our being, just with intention. And that first bowl that came home with me was the first indicator that this is the path, this is it. And it changed our lives. My partner and I had known each other since 1994. And in all the growth and change and shifts that we had been through, nothing could have prepared us for what that bowl brought to us.
What is a sound bath?
So in a sound bath, you lay comfortably on a mat and you rest with a blanket and a pillow in a comfortable position. And the bowls, the alchemy crystal singing bowls, are played for 45 minutes. During that time, you can have all kinds of sensations come up in the body, or you could fall asleep. That happens too. Essentially what happens though is the bowls, they raise the vibration in the body, in the being. And so ultimately, you're not the same person when you come in as when you leave. You can't be, because your vibration shifts. So in a sound session, it is all about raising the vibration. And it's very relaxing for most people. Sometimes things can happen that are physical, sometimes they can be emotional, and sometimes they can be spiritual. And when these things are happening, we have actually opportunity to allow ourselves to shift that vibration, shift the energy, and breathe, and allow things to change. Energy shifts. So that's what a sound bath is about.
What can people expect from a sound bath?
That's a loaded question. A lot. For some, it's extremely relaxing and blissful. For some, there's energy shifts that are emotional, physical, or spiritual. And so it really, really depends on each individual and what they bring to the table when they arrive. And that could be through lifetimes, or that could be just this one. It really depends on your belief system. But regardless, the layers that bring you to this moment, what makes your experience unique. Yeah.
What is your mission when you do the sound bath?
It's to raise the vibration. It's the only thing that we really need. That, and to be learning more and more about what it is that these bowls are capable of. But to raise the vibration is the whole purpose, in my opinion, of being here, why we're here.
I'm going to keep adding to that question a little bit. So when you raise the vibration, what can happen with people's healing?
Okay, so there's a scale of frequency. They call it the map of consciousness. David R. Hawkins talks about it in a couple of his books, Map of Consciousness, and also in Power versus Force. And on this vertical scale is all the emotions that we hold. And the very base of that scale is shame. And shame sits at about, they call it 20 as an energy level. And then as you move up that scale, you move into guilt and apathy and anger, and courage sits at 200. And then love sits at 500 and above. joy and gratitude and peace. And so when we are raising the vibration in the body, we're actually in healthier, happier states. Ultimately, we can't be there all the time. However, when we can catch ourselves in those lower vibrational states, process it properly, and then allow ourselves to go to either a place of gratitude that'll zip you up in a heartbeat, that'll raise your vibration, or to a place of happy memory, one that brings you joy, peace, passion, excitement, love, gratitude, any one of those things or a combination, it will raise your vibration up to the point where you are in a happier state and you are healthier. Your body will function better. All kinds of things happen when you're in a higher vibration.
What can people expect on May 1st when you play the bowls?
So with the sound session that we'll be doing at the Cardell Theatre, people will be sitting. And so it's a little different than it would be, for example, in the Dome, where I do my regular sessions. But it will be very similar. I'm going to go through sort of a guided meditation just into the beginning, and then we're going to then just the bowls for about 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes is really all that it takes, all that you need to actually maintain a raised vibration within the body and the being. So it'll be very similar, but more of an appetizer than an actual full sound session.